When I think about what is the ultimate fish, it is obviously going to have to be the ultimate blood red Asian arowana. When I think about the ultimate aquarium, I also think about it being a blood red Asian arowana in arguably one of the most difficult environments to keep it in. A fully planted aquarium. In order to keep an Asian arowana, you're going to need a big tank, perhaps a 375 gallon that is 8 feet long, 3 feet wide, and 2 feet tall, originally built for my Asian arowana. And man, would that be an easy aquarium to plant. Perspective-wise, because he's in a 700 gallon aquarium, and what I'm about to show you guys inspired everything in the aquarium right now. You see, I had the idea of turning my 700 gallon aquarium into a fully planted fish tank with just the Asian arowana, my dragonfish, gliding along in a beautifully aquascaped and planted tank, made specifically just for him. Obviously, we can't have Oscars in there, so maybe some things are starting to make sense, aren't they? The Oscars had to be moved out, certain things had to happen. But first thing was first, I'm gonna have to get in the tank and move that massive tree trunk. It's taking up far too much space and it doesn't go along with the plans of what I had. However, when I was taking the tree trunk out, I realized, wouldn't this be cool if we opened up a massive amount of space for the arowana to swim, plus gives us more planting area? But why isn't this tree trunk not only coming out of the water like the piranha tank once did, but why isn't the tree a tree? I started adding leaf panels to the walls. And then I started adding them to the ceiling. And that's when it really started to come together, and I started looking around and I thought I should do that to all the aquariums out here. Once those panels were up though, I can't just have square panels. I started to trim them, kind of make it maybe look like a bush of a tree. And then once I completed that, I realized the light didn't really fit the aesthetic of that area, so I switched out the hardware for the light, and it's more of like a cage, kind of like the cage that the aquarium sits on. And then of course I thought, well, that just doesn't look much like a tree. It needs vines coming down. Let me show you what it looks like right now. 700 gallons, it's 8 feet long, it's 5 feet front to back, and 28 inches tall. But look at the vines coming down. Look at the light. Isn't this interesting? Because it kind of matches. Don't look at my garbage under there, but I got to clean up. Don't worry about it. But isn't this super cool? Look, we can go in between. It's just absolutely incredible and different. And why shouldn't the scape start from above? Today's video was obviously disclosing exactly what we're doing out here. But like I said, now things are kind of sort of starting to make sense in terms of what I got going on out here and the displays that I'm attempting to create. We still have a Bisher in here. He will go in with the Oscars. I just couldn't catch him at that time. But this will be home to my ultimate blood red Asian arowana. He's over 2 feet long, which means over 24 inches long, or over 60 centimeters. And a lot of people were thinking, oh, this tank's too small for him. I think a lot of people like to say things that they have no experience with. An Asian arowana is definitely one of them for a tremendous amount of people. An 8x3x2 is the perfect aquarium, and this is an 8x5x2.4, whatever that case might be. The plans here are simple. We will have to remove him just for a couple of months once we get everything that we need. I'm already gathering all the CO2 supplies. The lights right now are just these little LED pendants, but I've got some high-end lights coming. I want this tank to work, and I want it to be perfect for my arowana. We're going to add in more tree roots. We're going to add in a bunch of different plants that just send off runners. So no stem plants. We can't get in this tank. It's too deep. It's 5 feet front to back. I can't get in it every other day to do some trimming. We're going to add in CO2. We'll add in aqua soils and sands. But I think to me, and we might have to come this way to kind of look at it, all this like extra sand will have to come out. But I think I'm going to create a large island of plants. Keep it relatively clean. And on the outside perimeter of the entire area, white fine sand, because the arowana kind of paces the area. And I think it'd be cool if he had like almost like a path. But imagine that, this tank becoming fully planted. It would just be absolutely incredible, just gorgeous, a nice, really cool display. And obviously a lot of this stuff wouldn't be seen in the home aquarium, but this could be. And all of this is just part of the display. Me creating a micro version of the public aquarium that I was attempting to do years ago. Coming out here now is so much different. And in the next video, I'm going to give you a tour of the entire aquarium gallery. And then in an upcoming video, we're also going to just explain how absolutely everything works, from my automated water change system, how everything is essentially hands-off. I mean, look at the clarity of the water in here. I don't do water changes, yet it's a standalone system, but it is connected to other systems, including the 2000 and the 375 and the electric eel tank and the 180-gallon sump and its filter and the 2000's filter that we just set up and this guy's filter. However, this tank needs to be maintenance free. So the plants that I'm selecting, which are already selected, can't need maintenance or pruning of any type, like trimming or whatever. He will be the only one in here. We might end up adding discus with him. I'm not abundantly sure. With that said, it wouldn't be a natural environment for him to be able to have these types of plants. He comes from very murky waters. He comes from a very specific river system, which is just essentially sand on the bottom. Perhaps there's a lot of leaves and detritus and that sort of thing, but he wouldn't come from an area like this. But that's not the point. I think that we, as hobbyists, can create absolutely gorgeous aquariums, not necessarily biotypes or biotopes, but beautiful displays within the home. And I think, oh, look at him when he gets into the sunlight. The lights that are coming are going to make him look like he's on fire. Imagine this dragonfish swimming amongst an entire carpet of plants. Plants growing up the vines here. Look at this. Look. This is insane. This is incredible. And it's the first tank you see when you come out into the aquarium gallery. Wait till you see the full tour of everything. Everything's going to come together here shortly, folks. And I think you guys are going to be abundantly impressed with the outcome of how we're going to run it. But this tank, we're going to have to drain it slightly. Probably to, well, maybe even all the way down to here. He's going to have to be moved to another tank for the time being as we plant and scape the tank, get on all the soils. Unfortunately, a lot of the aqua soils leach ammonia for several days. I could pre-soak it, but bottom line is he probably shouldn't be in the tank as I'm running CO2 with the soil and ensuring that the plants really take off. And as soon as the plants really take off, we'll add him back in. But this is the 700 gallon. This is what I believe will be the best rendition. You guys love the piranha aquarium. And I just had more ideas. Mind you, I'm just dealing with a lot of things that we already have. I already had that fish, I already had this tank, I already had those tree trunks. Of course, I just grabbed this stuff off Amazon. So we're not doing anything that's too insane, but oh boy, all I ever think about at times is like, what if I had that public aquarium? And what could we have done? And I know sometimes you guys likely think the same. This tank will be run by filters on its own for the time being. Flow will be turned down as the plants root. 20 pounds of CO2 will be pumped to it. We're getting 2 high-powered lights shipped to us. We'll have hundreds of aquarium soil, likely doing all ADA, which is the best aquascaping equipment and products on the planet. And I want to use it on this tank with him because he means so much to me, and I want this to work. This is an incredible endeavor. And in the next video, I'm going to give you guys a tour of the entire aquarium gallery and what everything looks like together. If you guys want to see that, make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. Give this video a thumbs up because this tank is going to be awesome, especially if you can have the vision, because if I didn't explain this, if you didn't see it, maybe sometimes my explanations don't work, but look. It's just super cool. And I already know a lot of people aren't going to like it. It's going to be like, oh, that looks like this, that looks fake, you should have did this, you should have did that. Because it's the first time seeing it, but this is exactly what I envision. Now, I could probably make the vines a little bit denser and add more in, but I want to be able to see the lights. I want to be able to see all of this awesome ceiling. Imagine that. What an aquarium. Obviously, I got to clean up what's under it, which is just some tanks and some filters and stuff. I'm thinking about putting the filters behind the wall, and ultimately, I think I'll just leave this completely barren below it. Otherwise, what I might do is continue on with more vines covering this up. I'm not so sure, but the next thing that I got to do is continue to take all of the products and all the things that are arriving right now. Guys, this is happening. And by the time you see this video, it might already have. And if you can't wait to see it, or if you want to get a behind the scenes look, consider joining members only of this channel where they get to see everything before everybody else in a different light. They don't really see regular videos first. It's more so I make them their own videos. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're not already. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you can picture my vision, let me know in the comment section below. Also, what plants do you think I'm getting? And he's not going to be the only one. I'm thinking of putting in thousands of cherry shrimp because he doesn't eat them. I might even put tiny little tetras because he doesn't eat them. but we'll see. This is going to be amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.